He started giggles. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I am Violette Ayala. I'm the founder of FemCity, and you're joining me today for our Monday Motivation Series. We are talking about celebrating women. And over at FemCity, we celebrate women every single day, but the world will celebrate with us this month. And we're so excited to celebrate Women's History Month. And then, of course, tomorrow is International Women's Day, which FemCity has a free summit. So head over there and sign up for that if you'd like. And we have beautiful femmes that are joining us today. They're all from our FemCity Global Program, and they are our experts and our go-to women for advice and guidance. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. If you are watching us live, feel free to go ahead and ask questions, join the conversation. If you're watching the replay, which I know so many of you do on the weekends, don't feel that you've missed the conversation. You can still comment, tag, and join along. And as always, you can reach out to any of our experts if you want to go ahead and continue the conversation or learn more about them. I encourage you to reach out to them because they are, of course, our experts in FemCity. So let's go ahead and dive in. We've got Delia. Delia is actually also a FemCity Girls teacher. She just taught a couple of workshops for our FemCity Girls program, and she helps young kids, teens, tweens with confidence. Delia, anything you want to add to your background?
Not really. I think you covered, and in the interest of time, we're going to move on.
Okay. Oh, perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and go to Michelle. Michelle has been a part of our FemCity Global program for many years, and she is a facial recognition expert. If you have not taken any of her classes, I highly recommend taking them. She tells you all about who you are based on your face, and she also teaches you on how you can see that in others. Michelle, anything you want to share about you yourself?
No, I think that's good. You got it.
Awesome. All right. Carol is new to our FemCity program. If you don't follow Carol on Instagram, you definitely should. She is amazing. I'm actually going to have her on my platform and interview her soon. She helps women over a certain age connect with their wellness. Carol, do you want to share how old you are for those that are joining? Because I know you share it often on your platform.
Yes, I'm 60 years old.
Girls, if you see her physique on Instagram, it is so inspirational. So definitely check that out. Carol, you want to add anything else to your intro?
Yes, just a little bit. I work with women over 40 who are having perimenopausal and menopausal hormonal symptoms, and I work with them on fat loss, weight loss, and toning up.
Awesome. Awesome. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Emmy. Emmy is a coach, and she helps women step into their greatness. Emmy is also very multifaceted. You do a lot of things, Emmy. So I'm always watching you on Instagram and on Facebook, and I love everything you have going on. Anything you want to add for our femmes?
I'll just add that I'm the host of the Tribe of Leaders podcast and interviewing amazing entrepreneurs. You've been on a couple of years ago, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and we have Jennifer Ryan, who's joining us from Miami. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm just going to give you a little bit of love here. So great that you're joining us. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. We all want to celebrate women and their brands year round. Again, the world is celebrating with us, but we're going to do that all throughout the days of the year. What is the number one way you can celebrate women and their brands year round? Delia, what's your number one tip?
All right. So my number one tip is to say yes and to participate more in events in which women share about themselves, share their experiences, inspire others. An event like this, and there's a lot of those that we do with FemCity, and everybody knows if they're a member of FemCity, is like this one today, like this panel, you know, and each of us can host a panel, can organize a panel, or can attend a panel like we do today and share about their experiences. And when we share about it, and when we inspire others through our stories or through our successes, we celebrate ourselves. And we celebrate the other women as well. And there's lots of other ways in which we can get together. We can have coffee chats, again, something that we do very often within FemCity. Then you learn about the other person, right? You learn about the other woman, and she learns about you, and we can celebrate. We can find out, oh, I've done this thing, or I did the other thing, and you know, or I didn't do something and I decided to have some self-care, because it's not always about doing. It's just about celebrating ourselves. Another way could be a book club or a movie club, right? When women get together, again, an event in which they get together and they discuss women issues. And again, we celebrate with this women from the past and from right now. We discuss things. It's again just that uplifting that the community of women is providing, and FemCity is one of that.
Love it. So I'm taking notes. And one thing that I heard over and over again from your share is collaboration, is to reach out and collaborate with other women. So collaborations come generally through coffee chats. So we have a lot of coffee chats at FemCity. It's a way for you to connect with other women and get to know each other so that you can figure out the ways you can collaborate and partner up. So I love that you mentioned that. And then I love that you mentioned sharing the stories, because one thing that I see, I've been doing FemCity for 12, 13 years now, maybe more, is that as we share our stories through our journey, it also inspires others to believe in themselves more. And as we see others and the greatness within them, we also see the greatness within ourselves. So we are so connected energetically and vibration wise that the collaboration is such a great and free way, free way for us to go ahead and celebrate women. So love that. Let's go to Michelle. Michelle, what is your number one tip on how we can celebrate women and their businesses year round?
I think my number one tip is one that we do really well here at FemCity, and that is showing gratitude for other women, especially if you buy their product or you have their service and you show some appreciation by leaving them a review or posting about it, because that really helps to uplift. As women, we're servers more than anything else, and we don't get a lot of gratitude all the time. So I think when we can appreciate other women, especially publicly, it really helps to uplift each other and make other women feel good about what they're doing in the world. So that would be my tip.
I love, and you know what? So gratitude is contagious. I know some might be thinking or hearing and listen, what? It's not contagious, but gratitude totally is. Because if you see me giving love to Michelle, and I'm commenting, I'm giving her reviews, I'm sharing her greatness on social media, people see that and it makes them feel good to see two humans come together and lift each other up. They start taking it on their own as well. So if you don't believe me, I always use this example. When I'm driving in Miami, Miami has a lot of aggressive drivers. When I'm driving, and if I let someone in front of me, I always look behind me to see if they do the same. And 100% of the time, they do the same. They let someone in front of them as well. So gratitude, positivity, supporting each other is totally contagious. So as we start doing it to one another, through the gratitude, through the posts, through the reviews, just sharing that love, it inspires so many women to do the same subconsciously and maybe even consciously as well. So I love that, Michelle. And let's go to Carol. Carol, what is your number one tip?
You know, I thought long and hard about this. And from the perspective of my community, working with primarily women over 40 and 50, I thought, how can we bridge the generational gap? How can women who are going through these passages of time and life, how can they inspire women who are younger and show them hope? Because I feel like there's still a lot of shame with aging for women. There's a lot of shame with all the different passages we go through, from perimenopause to menopause. And sometimes when I'm first working with a woman, she'll tell me, I feel invisible. I feel irrelevant. I feel unseen. I don't feel like myself anymore. I feel like I have no use. These are their words, not mine. And it just got me thinking, first of all, what a travesty that is, because we spend 40% of our life in menopause and about 60% between perimenopause and menopause. So if you think about that, I mean, that's a good part of our life, but yet in this culture, in our society, we see it as we don't have that reverence for women who are older and their wisdom and what they can bring and their gifts. So my thought on celebrating women is to bridge that gap, set the example, and step forward into your purpose and your passion.
Love that. I love that you shared that, Carol, because I also think like there's so much beauty in when we come together in various, not only diversity when it comes to like religion, backgrounds, color of skin, abilities, but also in the age factor that we can learn from each other in so many ways. So whether you're over 40, connecting with someone who's in their 20s and learning from that, whether it's social media or even just the experience and perspectives, but also there's an equal balance of value when it's the opposite, when there's someone who's in their early 20s reaching out to someone over 40 and then learning from that. So I love that you mentioned that, because I think we need to talk about that more, is that intergenerational value of honoring all women, regardless of age, and saying, I see you, I value you, you are worthy. So I love that you brought that to the table. Thank you so much, Carol. Let's go to Emmy. Emmy, what is your number one tip?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to play off of Carol, and not only intergenerational and what you said about learning from each other, but my tip is be vulnerable. I think we so frequently think we're the only ones experiencing whatever we're experiencing. And we forget that there's all of this incredible network here in FemCity and elsewhere of women who have been through the same thing, have had a similar experience. And in opening up, you open yourself up, and not only sharing your story, but also in creating a place to receive support so people can help you and even just express empathy, because growing businesses is hard and challenging. And a lot of times, and particularly these days, we're by ourselves.
Yeah, I love that you shared that, Emmy. I wrote down, and you said it as soon as I was writing down my notes, you started elaborating them more. I'm going to just highlight what you shared, is that when we share our vulnerability, it gives permission to other women to also share their vulnerability. And I find that when we show up on social media and we are authentic and truthful of our own journey, it opens up the communication for others to reach out to you and say, that also happened to me. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it validates their emotions and where they're at. So there's so much beauty in that space. Every time I've ever shared something that's profoundly vulnerable, I've always had people reach out to me with exorbitant amount of love and appreciation, because they also went through that journey as well. And so we're all then, we feel better about our history and our narrative because we're not alone. And I love, Emmy, that you mentioned that we do feel a sense of alone. I know that that's another conversation that we've been having in the global program where, they've done studies where during the pandemic, women over 40 were feeling the most lonely, even though they were surrounded by physical beings like other people in their space. And so I love that you shared that when we share that vulnerability, that it opens it up so that we don't feel alone, specifically even during the pandemic and after. So gosh, I love this conversation. This is amazing. I am so bummed we have to wrap it up. Delia, what is your final advice? And then how can Femmes find you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world?
All right. So I'm going to close the circle back. And we talked about celebrating other women, us celebrating other women. Don't forget to celebrate yourself. So don't forget to celebrate your successes, to think about what you've been doing or didn't do. I think there was a nice quote on FemCity recently. She knew she could do it, but then she didn't want to. And instead, she took the day for herself or something like that, which I liked very much, because a lot of time we're just saying she could do it and do it and do it and go, go, go. Bonus points, just going back to what Carol was saying, if there is maybe young women, maybe you're a mom and your girls are around you and they hear you celebrating yourself and talking positively about yourselves, or even your mom, maybe she's around, because, our moms might need that, support and that positivity as well. So just like, putting everything together, I think that's something that we don't do enough. So it's a good reminder to celebrate ourselves. As to where you can find me, I'm happy to, if you join me on Instagram, Delia Rusu Wisdom Coach. And thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is the reason why we do, in our FemCity networking, our virtual networking, we have that part of celebrating a win. And I know for some of our new members, they're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why should I celebrate a win? It's because we don't do it enough. And if I force you to share a win, you start getting really comfortable and not only sharing your win, but also receiving the love that we give to you when you share your win. So it's all part of our strategy to get women to be more comfortable in sharing their win, because it gives permission to other women to celebrate themselves as well, and not be like, oh, if I posted, I'm going to look like a narcissist, or, oh, if I posted, like, I'm all so full of myself. Like, you can post when you're winning and allow us to celebrate you. And if you don't have people to celebrate you, you need a new group. So we're happy to celebrate you. So come over to FemCity. All right, so let's go to Michelle. Michelle, what is your final advice and ways that femmes can find you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world?
Okay, so, well, I wouldn't be me without saying something about celebrating what you see in the mirror. And especially given our discussion today, celebrate those wrinkles, ladies, because they are your badges of honor of life experience, well lived. Whether or not you like them, they show us about your journey. And it's an important part because you're putting it here for us all to see. So that would be my tip. And you can find me on Facebook. It's michellebutt.com, or Michelle Butt, and then michellebutt.com. And I just started a series where I'm reviewing some famous faces, and tomorrow I'll be doing some women's faces for International Women's Day. So you will see those posts there if you like.
That's very cool. All right. Thanks so much, Michelle. All right, Carol, your final tip and ways that femmes can find you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world.
You know, one thing came to mind through this whole discussion is to be proud and honor wherever you're at, whatever your stage of life. I thought about all the stages we go through: pre-puberty, puberty, prenatal, postnatal, perimenopausal, menopausal, postmenopausal, wherever we're at in that journey, to just be proud of that and honor other women wherever they are. And to find me, you can find me at Carol Covino Fitness on Instagram. That's at Carol Covino Fitness.
Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. And Emmy, what's your final tip and ways that femmes can find you to learn more about the work you're doing in this world?
Yeah, absolutely. So my final tip is to be present in the moment. No matter what is happening past, future, we can't change that. All we can do is focus on what's happening right here and make each moment the best that we possibly can. And everybody can find me on Facebook at Emmy Kirschner, website's Emmy Kirschner, and the Emmy Kirschner on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. And just to recap, what I have learned the most from what all of you have shared is to celebrate yourself and then celebrate other women. So if you can just do that once a day, just take the time out to celebrate yourself and love on yourself. And then also, of course, do it to another woman as well, a woman like on social media, or just give them a call. Hey, I was thinking about you. I think you're amazing. Or comment on their Instagram when they do something that's amazing. That goes so far. I know when we do our virtual networking, when we do this on Zoom, it's interesting how everyone lights up and starts to smile. So if you don't think that you can impact other women and celebrate other women, it makes a difference. I'm telling you, it does. The smallest acts of kindness and gratitude and positivity really makes a huge difference in this world. So let's take the time, especially tomorrow, to not only honor ourselves, but other women as well. I'm honoring you all for joining me today on this FemCity podcast, or FemCity broadcast podcast. That's tomorrow. And I wish you all a great rest of the week. And then for those that have never heard of FemCity and want to check it out, head over to femcity.com. We've got a great 30-day free trial membership ready for you. And of course, we have the summit tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And we'd love for you to join us there as well. Wishing you all a great rest of the week. Thanks. Bye.